Melody Shari Rogers shocked fans when she released a statement announcing that she would no longer appear on LAMH Huntsville after 9 seasons. Her late-night social media posts immediately stirred the entire fan base. For years, viewers had watched Melody share the most personal parts of her life on the show: her marriage, her struggles, her growth, and her success. Because of that, many fans believed she was more than just a cast member. She was the heart of the series. When she revealed that she was leaving, social media quickly filled with surprise, confusion, and countless questions about what the future of the show would look like without her. Many viewers struggled to imagine the show continuing without Melody. From the very beginning, her story had shaped some of the most memorable and emotional moments in the series. Her journey of strength, independence, and resilience became one of the main reasons fans stayed invested in the show. But the person who seemed most affected by the news was her ex-husband, Martell Holt. Reports suggested that Martell was deeply shaken by the decision. Some people believed he had no idea Melody planned to leave, while others thought he had heard rumors but refused to believe them. Either way, his reactions, both in interviews and on social media, showed signs of frustration, shock, and emotional turmoil. Over the years, Martell had admitted that the divorce was one of the most painful moments of his life. He even shared that he cried during that time, something he said he had rarely done before. Despite these admissions, he often tried to present himself as confident and in control. However, many fans believed behind that image was someone still struggling to accept how much his life had changed since the end of their marriage. Melody, on the other hand, had spent years trying to rebuild her life while the drama between them continued to play out publicly. Their arguments, accusations, and emotional confrontations became recurring storylines on the show, often drawing intense reactions from viewers. While the drama helped bring ratings and attention to the series, it also meant that Melody constantly had to revisit painful memories from her past. At the same time, she was balancing many responsibilities outside the show. She focused on growing her businesses, building her music career, hosting empowerment events, and raising her 4 children. Despite her strength and determination, the ongoing conflict and constant public scrutiny slowly began to take a toll on her. Fans started noticing that the confident energy she once had on screen seemed to fade as the seasons progressed. As time went on, the environment within the cast also appeared to grow more tense. Friendships shifted, alliances formed, and the atmosphere became increasingly toxic. Some people Melody once considered close friends seemed to distance themselves from her. With every season, the pressure grew stronger, and Melody often found herself feeling more isolated. The more she tried to move forward with her life, the more the show seemed to pull her back into the same painful conflicts that had defined earlier seasons. Eventually, the emotional weight of everything became too heavy. For Melody, leaving the show was not a sudden or impulsive decision. It was the result of years of stress, exhaustion, and frustration. She reached a point where she realized that her mental health, her peace, and the well-being of her children mattered more than continuing to relive painful moments for television. When she finally stepped away, it was her way of reclaiming control over her own life and refusing to allow her struggles to be used for entertainment. Martell's reaction to her departure only added more attention to the situation. Although he sometimes claimed that he didn't care about her leaving, he frequently mentioned her in interviews and live streams. At times, he sounded sarcastic, other times defensive, and occasionally emotional. Many fans felt that his identity on the show had always been closely connected to his relationship with Melody, and without that dynamic, people began to wonder what direction his storyline would take. For the producers, Melody's departure created a major challenge. She had become one of the most recognizable faces of the show, and millions of viewers felt connected to her journey. Losing such a central figure raised serious questions about the future of the series. Fans quickly began discussing whether the show could survive without her presence. Some even started repeating the phrase, "No Melody, no show," to express how important they believed she was to the series. Meanwhile, Melody appeared calmer and more focused than ever. In interviews and on social media, she spoke about prioritizing her mental and emotional well-being. She explained that she had reached a stage in life where protecting her peace was more important than participating in drama. There were also rumors that producers wanted her to take part in storylines that would reopen painful chapters from her past, something she was no longer willing to do. After spending years rebuilding her life, she refused to allow those wounds to be reopened again for the sake of television. By stepping away, Melody sent a powerful message to her fans. She showed that sometimes the strongest decision a person can make is to leave behind toxic environments and choose a healthier path. Her departure sparked endless discussions online, with people questioning whether the producers had pushed her too far or whether the ongoing conflict with Martell had influenced her final choice. At the same time, rumors about her personal life began circulating, including speculation about a possible connection with Hill Harrer. Although nothing was confirmed, the rumors created even more conversation among fans. For Martell, the idea that Melody might be moving forward and finding happiness without him seemed especially difficult to accept. Yet Melody rarely responded to the gossip. Instead, she focused on her children, her career, and building a peaceful life away from constant drama. For many viewers, Melody's journey became more than just a storyline from reality television. It turned into an example of resilience and self-respect, a story about a woman who endured public heartbreak and pressure, but still managed to rebuild her life on her own terms. Her departure from the show marked the end of one chapter, but it also signaled a new chapter where she could finally move forward without the weight of the past holding her back. And in that new chapter, Melody is no longer just surviving. She is rising stronger than ever. After her announcement, the reaction from fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville continued to grow stronger. Social media platforms quickly filled with debates, emotional messages, and endless speculation about what the future of the show would look like without Melody Shari Rogers. Many longtime viewers felt that Melody's story had been the emotional backbone of the series since its very first season. Her journey, from marriage struggles to divorce, from heartbreak to rebuilding her life, had connected deeply with audiences. Because of that connection, fans began questioning whether the show could truly maintain the same energy and authenticity without her presence. At the same time, the spotlight once again turned toward Martell Holt. Over the years, much of his storyline on the show had revolved around his complicated relationship with Melody. Their arguments, emotional confrontations, and unresolved tension had created some of the most talked about moments in the series. Now that Melody has stepped away, many people wondered how Martell's role on the show would evolve. Some fans believed he might struggle to remain relevant without the dynamic that once defined his screen time. Meanwhile, Melody seemed determined to focus on a different chapter of her life. Instead of engaging in public arguments or responding to criticism, she began using her platform to talk about healing, personal growth, and protecting one's peace. Her tone in interviews and social media posts reflected a woman who had finally decided to step away from years of public conflict. She spoke about the importance of choosing environments that support mental and emotional well-being rather than constantly reliving painful experiences. For many viewers, this shift in Melody's